Hi, I'm Casey, I'm 32. This is my daughter Lily, and I'm a barber.
Hi, I'm 34 years old and I'm a single mom.
Hi, thank you for joining us for the interview today.
You're welcome. Okay, so first question. Compare how you were raised back then.
As a child, as compared to how you are raising your child right now.
Back in the day, my parents were very strict, but they were a little bit more, what's the word to use, open, I guess. Open in the sense that, they weren't so cautious with me. And I think a lot of parents were like that. So they weren't so, they won't cage the child, they let us crawl around and experience things and watch certain things.
When I was a kid, I really didn't have choices given to me. It was more so that my parents just kind of tell me that what I need to do, this is the path I need to take.
So I feel like in the past, like how my mom raised me, it was more of a more controlled, like a more restricted, way of upbringing. But then I feel like that's a bit too traditional for my taste.
Whereas for my kids, we usually talk to them first and ask them for their opinions and what they would prefer before, and then try to reason with them if what they want is not what we were expecting, and then we come to an agreement. So that is the biggest difference.
Whereas I think parents, new age parents, they're a little bit more cautious with everything else, with the food that the kid is eating, videos that the kids watch, and certain things like like you can't go to the grass, certain things like that. I think they're a lot more cautious now. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think there's a positive side for both.
I raise my kids to encourage them to see me as a friend, but with respect as well. So when they go out of line, I will teach them to be respectful at the same time. But I will encourage them to share their feelings with me, like their day in school, how is it going. So I feel like my parents last time, or many other parents last time, they don't really do this with their kids. So there is no a friendship between their kids. Yeah.
So, you kind of mentioned in your answer, but will you use the same strategies to raise your own children?
I think most definitely.
Not really.
I think for my wife and I, we both really respect the way our parents raised us, and I think we use that method more than new age methods, because we know a couple of our friends and stuff who have been parents for a while, and it's not that it's bad, but it's just very different. And I don't think our parents really did a bad job on us. we turned out pretty okay, and so I think certain aspects from both sides are good.
Okay, for me, I encourage them to speak up now, to be creative. Yeah, but compared to my parents, they have they bring me up the same way that they bring up my sisters. So it's not very individualized. So because me and my sister, we are very different, so I feel like we require different upbringing. But for them, they see it as the same, they bring up everyone the same way. Yeah, but for now, because I have one daughter and one son, they are very different. So I bring them up according to their personality.
The parenting style that you use focus a lot on open communication.
How do you feel about having an open communication with your child?
It's definitely very important.
I think the fact that we are more open creates this really easygoing channel between my kids and us.
I feel like the key to having a good relationship with your parents is to not have any secrets.
They don't really have that much apprehension to share their feelings. and you don't have to hide and lie, you know. And I remember when I was young, when I know that I'm doing something that my parents would not approve of, I would usually try to lie,
Avoid them.
hide it, and avoid them, you know. And of course, when they find out, then the consequences isn't that good, because you know there is still the physical punishment that you know the older generation used to deal out.
So I rather to have them tell me everything, like be it the good and the bad, rather than keeping it a secret from me.
I think when they're still considered a minor and you know, not a teenager yet, they have to have some level of respect and discipline for whatever you tell them. But once they are in their teen years and they hit puberty and you know they're feeling all these new emotions, that's when it's super important to have an open relationship with your child. And you know, it's more, you become more of their friend than anything. Yeah.
So last question, what advice will you give to new parents?
When it comes to good parenting practices, knowing that you have experienced it?
I would say don't be afraid, because you'll learn as you go through the different phases of your, like, the upbringing of your kids.
The biggest piece of advice would be that every child is different, so you can never say that one parenting style is the answer for all. But the more importantly is that you have to understand your child. You have to be patient. You need to be able to talk to your child. And the more you try to dictate what your child should and should not do, the more friction you will have, the more resistance you'll get from your kid. So to me it's like, it's very important that you don't just set expectation for your kids for goals that you want to achieve. You need to know what goals your kids want and help them achieve it. So I always thought, I still remember like how I made my daughter go to ballet.
Yeah.
And when I first started, it's like, you know, every mom would like to see their little girl and you know, the tutu and all that kind of stuff. So it was just something nice to see your daughter on stage and all that kind of stuff. But and of course later on when I found out that she had like slight scoliosis and that ballet was really good to try to fix that, then I made her stay in it for years, you know. But you know, someone told me, they said, hey, you know, it's not her dream, it's your dream, you know, to be a ballerina, not her. So, and that kind of made me realize that, hey, you know, she has her own dreams to chase. Why am I trying to get her to you know, realize a dream that I did not realize before?
Yeah.
Right? So then she was much happier. And I think ultimately what you want is for your kids to be happy.
Yes.
Because if your kids are not happy, they're sad, they're angry, then your life is not fun anyways, right?
Agree, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that as you go along the way, you'll pick up a lot of new things and new skills on how to raise up your kids. And I think it should be a very natural, like raising your kids should be very natural, and it doesn't require like a specific form of like strategy to bring up your kids. Yeah.
Okay, that is all I have for you today.
Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.